We are in the studio today and we're trying to solve a massive problem. This studio, you've probably seen it in many of my videos because we film a lot of stuff here and we do videos, shows, podcasts, photo shoots. So much goes on here, it's absolutely crazy. But there's a particular show which has some really high profile guests that come here. We're talking stars from yesteryear all the way up to today. So one of the problems we're having is that the audio drops out sometimes. Our audio professional has looked at the setup, but we don't know what's going on. To combat this, we've gone for something higher end like the Saramonic K9 system. And hopefully this higher end setup will solve all of our problems. And we've also got the Saramonic TC Neo timecode generator. We brought down our audio specialist, Elliot, just to get set up and more knowledgeable and hands-on with a professional setup. Like all audio specialists, Elliot knows what he's doing, and I told him that I want something that's very simple and easy to use, especially when I go into post-production. So for the first test, we did a simple talking head testimony, and this is going to help me get used to working with timecode and working out what I need to do. Elliot guided me all the way through in terms of where to place the mic and what parts we need to use. And I want to take this into Resolve and just do the most basic sound post-processing, because my audio knowledge isn't that great, so I need something that's going to be very simple for me at the beginning until I get deeper into it.
I just broke down and cried to God. And I was saying to God, I'm like, God, like I'm tired of my mom, always like crying for me and stuff. And God, if you take me out of this, I will come back to you. Very interesting, broke down, very interesting. I just broke down and cried to God. And I was saying to God, I'm like, God, like I'm tired of my mom, always like crying for me and stuff. And God, if you take me out of this, I will come back to you. Very interesting, broke down, very interesting.
I'm extremely happy with the samples coming out of the Saramonic K9. I think they sound wonderful considering I've done the most basic processing, and I really love the TC Neo. The K9 system comes in this hard case, so everything is put together nice and neatly, and it's good to keep track of the equipment that you've got, also whilst keeping it protected. When you remove the paperwork, then you can see the K9 system sitting there on top, nice and neat and just laid out, ready to use. We're going to hear from Elliot later, but I just want to say that this system is absolutely fantastic, and you can tell the difference between using this and something like a cheap wireless, not even cheap ones, but even more expensive ones that are made of pure plastic, which are just Wi-Fi. You can tell where the money's going when you're using a system like this. When you take out the first layer from the box, then you can see all of the accessories that come with the K9, lots of different cables and holders. So the first thing we've got is a XLR to 3.5 lock-in cable. And this is handy if you're using an external recorder, but the transmitters from the K9 can record 32-bit flow audio internally to a SD card. We then have the cold shoe adapter for the receiver. So once you've clipped this on, this can go on top of your camera and keep it nice and sturdy. We also have the clips for the transmitters as well. So if you're going to put these onto your talent, you can clip them onto their belt or inside jacket. And these are removable. We have a few more lock-in cables as well, a USB-C cable, and they also have these coloured tabs so you can isolate your mics if you're using larger sets. We're going to get into the lav mics a bit later, but these lav mics are seriously impressive. Not your average cheap lav mic, these do cost £80, which is actually quite cheap, and Elliot is going to expand on this a bit later. I'm also going to talk about the different accessories they have for the lav mics as well, because there's so much here to help you mic up your talent. And as I said earlier, the TC Neo is probably my most favourite part of this whole system. I barely read the manual, but it was so easy to use, and now I don't think I can ever shoot again without timecode.
Hi, it's Elliot here. This is my follow-up on testing out the Saramonic K9 and TC Neo, but first of all, thank you for Colin for inviting me out to do this. It was an interesting and enjoyable experience. I wish I had a lot more time to test them out, but I'm just going to go through my initial thoughts on the way they work, how they're designed, and just how easy they are to use. When it comes to the design, the transmitter and receiver build is pretty solid. It's made of a metal, very sleek and lightweight, and I immediately thought that this is going to be really easy to hide on talent. It's got a really clear display as well, so there's only the necessary information that you need on each part, and then the buttons on the inside of the battery hatch. So that means you're not going to have any sort of accidental setting changes. One thing to note though is that you've got to be careful with opening the battery hatch while recording, because if you fumble that and the batteries fall out, then you're very likely going to lose recording. So unless you know some data recovery methods, then you're likely to have to reformat the disk and start again. When it comes to usability or general easy use, it offers so much flexibility. Now, it's usually a very complex system when it comes to arranging loads of different radios together, but the recorder's controller makes that really, really easy for you. Going from pairing everything, you've got these little QR codes inside the units. You just literally pair those together, or you scan those QR codes to get everything paired together through the app. We only tested one set, so it'll be interesting to see how multiple go, but you can go up to 24 sets, which is like 48 mics, which is incredible. Those antennas and the microphones have locking jack connectors, so you know that those are going to drop off anytime soon during shoots, so that's a great thing. The fact that you could run the receiver into an antenna distribution unit or some sort of antenna distribution means you can get everything rigged up and then have that ready to go, and all through one system basically. Another thing I love is I love the fact that it's not using a 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi range. We're back in the UHF range, which is down in the 500 and 800, depending whether you're going for licensing or unlicensed radio frequencies. And given that it is digital, I'm guessing that it's kind of coded, so each receiver is only going to receive exactly what has been sent to it. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see exactly what the limitations are with how many channels are available and what happens if there is any kind of crosstalk or anything like that. But so far, really, really impressed with how it all comes together, how easy it is to use, how durable it is. It's a really nice, solid build. I really couldn't fault that. I love the fact that it's got the headphone jack on the side, so you can just test each individual transmitter. And again, locking connectors, a massive plus from my perspective. Now, when it comes to lav mics, some lav mics are built really tough. There's a nice sounds like quite pristine, and yeah, just built really, really tough. It's the usual thing with lav mics is that they break, and they break often, so you end up spending a lot of money on lav mics. The tensile rating that's on their spec, it's 15 newtons. I have no idea what that is in kilos, and it's got an IP rating of 6.7, so should easily handle a bit of sweat, maybe an occasional dunk in a river or something like that, but I wouldn't expect to go swimming in the mic on, so why would you? Lab mics, top-notch lab mics, and even on there, if you want to get a bunch on their own, really nice pricing on that too. So, have a couple of spare running as well. That's always a nice thing. So yeah, I'm really, really impressed with the lab mics.
Saramonic offer a range of accessories that will help you, such as soft tape, fluffies, foamies, all sorts of stuff to help you mic up your talent. And I've seen these being used before on set, but using them myself just shows me how important this stuff is. It's very easy to stick them to the lavs, put them on your talent, and then get the cleanest audio possible. The lavs also come with these little tiny dead cats and little sponges as well, and on each one it has this really hard rubber inside, so when you put it onto the lav mic there's no way of this coming off. The quality of these is far above what you'd get with normal standard Wi-Fi mics. You can check these out on Saramonic's website and get more details. And now let's look at the TC Neo.
Now just a quick look at the TC Neo, but this is a very important look at the TC Neo. This is an absolute game changer for anyone who hasn't used Timecode before. It's not just about multicams being in sync, it's also about sound recorders, and also in this case the mic transmitters as well. Basically, the TC Neo can put the K9s into Timecode sync through the app. It can jam sync all of your equipment, including recorders as well, and your camera. It's even got a reference mic on it as well. So that is pretty much just covering all bases to make sure that every single last bit of equipment that you're using on set is in sync and is going to work together once you get everything into post. I believe the set that we got came with a bunch of different connectors, a bunch of different cables. We paired it with everything just paired just like that. Obviously had to make sure that we have the right frame rates set on each of the devices as well. That's the thing. The menu was easy to navigate. I believe it was Colin's first time working with something like this as well, so an absolute game changer for him. I'm excited for him in the future of working with Timecode. I generally personally don't work without Timecode where possible, or especially if I'm on set, I 100% make sure that we use some sort of Timecode. But I do wish I had a little bit more time with the TC Neo. I believe you get them in 2 different sets, one just a single unit, another with three units. But it really does tie the whole ecosystem together, from managing your K9 mics to your cameras to your recorders. Yeah, it's a great little system, and Saramonic really have looked at probably all of the bugbears of the production life and really tried to just nail literally everything they can possibly think of. It's a great little system, great little ecosystem from Saramonic, and I'm quite impressed.
So as Elliot said, I don't really work with Timecode. I usually do all the shooting and we have other people handling the audio. But with the TC Neo, so easy to navigate, to manage and to do all things, whether you want to do it on the app or if you want to do it on the device itself, it's so easy. This is how technology should be.
Okay, so I'm just going to do a distance test now just to see how, how stable this is. Yeah, I'm just going to walk down and just see, let's see how we go. Sounding good? Yeah? Okay. I think I'm going to have to probably run in it because we're not dealing with normal wireless. It's going to have to go far, innit? Let's go see if the dog will chase me. Still good? Still good? Damn, he said we're still good. I'm gonna keep going. Let's see, because I feel like I'm a million miles away now, bro. Still good? Oh my gosh, all right. I'm just gonna keep going, guys. Like, surely that must be gone now. It's gone now. Okay, yeah, it's cut out now, yeah, okay. That's actually quite, I don't know how much you can see, but that's 35mm on a full frame sensor. We are actually a good distance away now. So yeah, I'm not even sure how far that is. Probably more further than I'd need it. But yeah, you know what I'm thinking though, Elliot, that if I kept this towards you so the antennas have line of sight, we probably could have gone a lot further. But you know what, I'm just gonna call that a night because we're only gonna use these in the studio mainly and for professional talking head television and stuff like that. So I think we're good for that.
So that is it, guys. That is my review of the Saramonic K9 system and the TC Neo. It was very brief. We didn't go into crazy depth because I always believe you should go to the website and check out all the features which it has. But I can definitely recommend this system. I was planning an update video after we've used it in the studio a few times, but as you know, this channel is coming to an end when it comes to reviews and talking head. But there's so many videos on YouTube you can check out regarding the quality of the K9, and they are being used in the studio now. That is the primary mic system, and we are planning to buy a whole bunch of these to supplement what we have. So thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.